We have a certain amount of time. I wish we had more. I want to move away from the challenges of the university and ask about you personally. You're a doctor by profession. The last chancellor was a lawyer by profession. Why is it better or different for a doctor to be chancellor than for a lawyer to be chancellor?
I can take a good pulse.
Yeah.
Well, I asked myself, how would actually a physician, do in the role, of chancellor? And as you know, last year at about this time, I actually announced in San Antonio that I was, my intentions were to step down as president of the
You were going to
Health
return to the
Science Center
operating room, right?
and go back to the operating room.
Yeah.
But I really had to answer that question, to my, absolute, I had to convincingly answer that. And I came to the conclusion that, what we do or what a chancellor does working with the board and the presidents, in fact, what we do saves lives every day, Evan. If we can improve the educational opportunities, for our children in Texas, just imagine how that actually impacts public health. If we as a system can facilitate the best academic and research facilities to recruit the very best minds to come to Texas, just imagine how that creating that new knowledge can have a significant impact, on the health of society, solving complex health issues that have been unable to be solved. And when you take a look at it that way, despite not being at the bedside, I'm absolutely convinced that we are saving lives not only in Texas, but throughout the world by the great work that's done, across the University of Texas system.
So some of the skills that you picked up along the way as a doctor actually do directly apply. Bedside manner, diagnosis of problems.
That's right. And you've got to be a good listener.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Let me ask something about your status as the first Hispanic chancellor of I believe of any state university system, but certainly of one this major. At a time when the demographics of Texas are changing so much, you seem to have a particular insight into what's coming and a particular insight into what's needed. Can you talk a bit about the view that you have that we all need to understand of change and your role in helping to lead?
Certainly the demographics are changing not only in Texas but across the nation. In regards to the significant growth of Hispanics and other underrepresented minorities in our state. Is it a huge honor to be the first Hispanic to lead an institution of higher education as significant as the University of Texas system? The answer is yes. But I would not be here today if it wasn't for the incredible education that I received from kindergarten all the way, to receiving my medical degree at Southwestern Medical Center. Fundamentally, it was the interaction that I had, with my teachers in high school that gave me a true love of learning. The importance of my parents and my grandparents in conveying how important education is, that with an education you can fulfill almost every dream. To see my father coming home every day with a smile on his face about how beautiful the practice of medicine is. For me, having the opportunity to be taught by Dr. Michael Brown at Southwestern Medical Center, and when he took me aside to have a conversation just the way you and I are having about asking me what am I going to do with my life, and he asked me, well, have you ever considered academic medicine? That opened up a whole new world.
You hadn't considered it to that point?
Never. I mean, I really wanted to go back to Laredo and join my father's practice of medicine. Right. But it goes back to how important it is for our teachers to be inspiring our students. And again, as large as we are, I want to make certain that we still have that personal approach to our students. And again, how important it is to have faculty across all our universities who deeply care about the future of their students.
Right. Now, before we go, I want to ask about this aspect of continuing to do the work that you've done as you serve as chancellor. You mentioned to me that you were not going to the University of Missouri game, which as we tape this interview is coming up on Saturday, because you're on call. You are continuing to practice medicine in addition to serving as chancellor of the UT system. How is that possible?
Well, when I served as president of the Health Science Center, I took call every other weekend.
Yeah.
And
you reduced it to how often now?
One weekend a month.
Oh, well,
but,
slacker. Right.
But I know I'm slacking off a little bit. But again, it's important for students to be exposed to their leaders. And just the way Mike Brown had a significant impact on my life, I want to make certain that I'm never disconnected for the reason why we're here. It's a very important part of my life, and I think if I'm going to excel as Chancellor, I've got to have a balanced life,
Right.
and I'm glad that the board allowed me to do that.
All right. Well, Dr. Cigarroa, we're out of time. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. This is a mammoth job, but you're certainly showing everyone you're up to it, and we appreciate your time today and wish you only the best.
Well, it's a terrific job. I do think I've got the best job on earth.
All right. Well, Dr. Cigarroa, thank you very much.
You bet.
All right. Thank you.